Mike Bohn here in Washington with UFC Hall of Famer Urijah Faber, who is just a few days out from his fight at UFC 245, but you are still here, supporting your teammate Song Yadong. Why is that a decision you make so close to your fight? I imagine, this is where things are really honing in.
Yeah, well, as people may or may not know, training camps are intense training camps, and my last sparring day was on Wednesday, and now it's just a peaking process. So this is actually a nice little break where I get to relax, focus, be in the moment, and support Song. As I had a commitment to coach him before I decided to come out of retirement, and start resting my body. So get one workout in a day, and make sure I heal up all the little bruises and nicks and all that good stuff, and then get in the right mindset for the fight. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, interesting. And I know last time we spoke was in Vancouver, I believe, and you were kind of in the situation, you're like, I think I need a new deal, or the UFC needs to make it right with me before I get in there again. In your opinion, did that all work out for the best? Yeah,
I had a great conversation with Dana. He's always been fair to me, and my deal was an old deal. It was 3-4 years old, and so we just, I'm not sure how they operate these days on what they show you make and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's a fair deal. And my thing was, I told Sean Shelby, I said, I'll fight whoever you guys want. Let's just make it right. And then I talked to Dana, and we got it worked out. So I'm just excited to fight a tough talent, and be in the mix of 135 pounds at probably the most exciting time it's ever been in the sport. With, you got Aldo and Frankie, and you've got Marlon, and you've got Aldo, and you've got Cody Garbrandt, who's going to be coming out of the mix, and you've got Dominic Cruz that's going to come out of the mix, and you've got Sandhagen and Yan, and I mean it's about as rich as you can get for division. You got the young guys like Song Yadong, who's just turned 22, has been knocking guys out. So I'm not going to be in this sport very long, so I'm glad to be in it at a good time.
Yeah, really interesting. So what did you think? Was Petr Yan the main fight they came to you with, or was there some other fights discussed maybe?
Well, Sean Shelby only offered me that originally, and I said, I'll fight whoever you want, just let's make the thing right. And then when I spoke to Dana, he offered me about 4 different fights, and I said, guys, I don't care. I'd like to fight. Dana said, hey, this is what it looks like with you in the picture as far as getting close to the title, and gave me 2 names, and I said, whatever you guys want. And so this is the one they wanted.
Interesting. So in terms of the matchup, what do you make of Petr? He's done good things in the UFC so far. How do you kind of break him down?
He's tough. I feel like, I know he's a boxing first, like a real solid boxing background, almost Olympic level boxing, and but I feel like he has a wrestling mentality, meaning he knows how to push, he knows how to grind. I respect guys like that. He's a very dangerous opponent. I don't think he's afraid to wrestle. I don't think he's afraid to do jiu-jitsu, but I think he'll be looking for the knockout, and he's good at the pressure. So he likes to push a fast pace. So do I, and I think it's going to be who's the better guy on the night. He's lucky I'm 40. Otherwise it'd be, I don't know if we'd even be having this fight, but I'm going to put it on him. I'm going to get the W, and I'm going to be one step closer to that Henry Cejudo fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think this is a win here? Obviously it depends exactly how the fight unfolds, but do you think that could get you here? Because it seems like we still don't know exactly when Henry's going to be back, which division he'll be back in, and who he'll be fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we're looking at the division and what are the best fights and matchups, and Petr Yan, whether people know him or not, is, in my opinion, one of the toughest guys in the division. He's super dangerous. He's well-rounded. He's young. So, taking him out, just stepping him in front of him is the thing to do to get right in front. And I know Aldo's coming back in the mix. If he has a great performance, that's the question. It was Frankie, but Frankie's now back up at 45s again. Cody will be coming out real quick, and I know he gets one win. He's back in the title contention, and Dominic Cruz will be coming out of the mix. TJ's suspension will be up. It's like, Sugar Shane O'Malley, love that kid. He's gonna be out early next year. So I'm gonna get in, try to get in the front of the line and see how that goes.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to ask you about, just because you mentioned his name there, Aldo. Have you seen these photos of his weight cut? Like, what do you make of this drop to 135 for him?
You know, Aldo, in my opinion, is one of the best fighters to ever grace the sport. Seeing him make this weight cut, I know that he's mentally tough enough to do it. I don't know if it's going to be the best for his body. I remember the first time I made 135s, I was overcutting because I was nervous about how it was going to go, so I was getting too small too early, and I think he might be doing the same thing. I don't think it's going to be good for him. I mean, hopefully he's able to perform to the Aldo that we all know, but only time will tell on that one.
Is that a rematch you'd like?
If it's for the belt, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to fight everybody in the in the division or anything else. I've got a couple of key fights. I got one right now that I'm focused on. If that's a fight that the people want to see, absolutely. But one fight at a time, and I'll take. I told these guys I'll fight whoever.
And it all goes down again starting next week. Really looking forward to that fight against Petr Yan. Really appreciate you taking some time to talk about it.
You got it, guys. Yep, excited, man.